Hey, fun people! Welcome to Everything Aja. If you are new here, hello. Welcome to Everything Aja. Here on Everything Aja, I help teachers and parents just like you make reading as fun and engaging as possible by helping you do that without teaching burnout. Hello. So, welcome. Each and every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do this thing called Chat It Up Saturdays, in which we talk about hot educational topics. And today we are talking about promoting reading with movies like Black Panther. In fact, let me know down below in the comments, have you seen the new hit movie Black Panther yet? If not, it just came out literally yesterday. And the whole internet is already going, wow, we are not going to ruin the plot of the movie Black Panther Wakanda Forever, but we are going to talk about how movies just like this can actually help promote reading in African American children. So many children hate reading. I mean, that's just the norm, especially when you think about children that are either in Title I schools or even African American children. We've discussed here on this channel multiple times the data that supports how far behind we are when it comes to reading on grade level. And so I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can take the movie, yes, the movie Black Panther, and how you can take that movie and actually use that movie to help children want to read and promote literacy. Good morning, Keisha. Let me know down below in the comments, have you seen the movie Wakanda Forever, Black Panther? And then I want you to rate the movie from 0 to 10. So rate it from a 0 to 10. Do not ruin the movie for those that have not seen the movie. Like I stated, it just came out. So don't ruin the movie for others, but let us know, what are your thoughts? What would you rate the movie? If you do not know me, let me just introduce myself. My name is Aja. What's up? I'm an educational consultant. I have been a kindergarten through fifth grade curriculum specialist for the last 6 years. That just means that I was the administrator over teaching and learning for all things. I mean, reading, math, you name it. I've been over it from kindergarten all the way through fifth grade. I have over 10 years. Yes, I know that might be sound like a long time to you, but I have over 10 years teaching and working in Title I schools. And of course, I have my reading endorsement, and I'm certified in diagnosing and correcting reading behaviors and mathematics behaviors. Woo! So that's a little bit about me. Let me know down below in the chat box a little bit about you. What do you teach? How long have you been teaching? And where are you teaching from? Hey, kids, you say you have not seen it. All right, but you are definitely looking forward to seeing it. Well, once you see the movie, let us know, what would you go ahead and rate the movie. I also have not seen it yet. I've been like dying to go see it. I'm like, can we go see it? Can we go see it? Let's go. But we were gonna go see it yesterday, the day it came out, and here we go. I had just ended my prayer call. For those of you guys that don't know, I have a separate ministry channel in which we pray every single weekday morning at 7:30. So I end the prayer call, and I find out that my brother just popped up. For those that don't know, my brother is in the Marines, and he came and surprised my mom and I. So Black Panther had to wait. Black Panther had to wait a little bit. I was like, wait, I have my Proud Marine Sister shirt on today. I'm just so happy to see him. We haven't been able to see him in 5 months. So that's why I didn't get to go see it yesterday. That was my plans, but we're definitely going to see it this weekend. But I want to walk you guys through how using a movie just like Black Panther, it doesn't have to be, Black Panther, but how movies just like Black Panther can actually help you get children motivated to read, and how you can go from using a movie, a superhero movie like Black Panther, and how you can use the hype of that movie to encourage your children to actually read and and increase student engagement when it comes to reading. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm ready to talk about this gap, and I hope you are ready to talk about this gap. So many children, especially our African American children, have almost like a love hate relationship when it comes to reading. And right now, we are in a time where the new movie Black Panther Wakanda Forever has just launched, and it just got into theaters. And so, right now, what is happening is you have a lot of promotion around that movie. You have a lot of hype that you don't even have to do with children. The promoters, the marketing, they're doing that for you. You don't even have to do it. And as children are just logging on YouTube, as children are watching TV, as children are just doing things, they're constantly hearing about the movie Black Panther. And so when it comes to motivating children, that's a big part of motivating children is just getting their buy-in. And so as the media does what they do best, and they piggyback on how wonderful the movie is, because I've heard, that's why I was like, y'all go ahead and rate the movie, because I've heard a lot of great reviews on the Black Panther movie. But as promoters and everything starts to promote the movie, you as an educator or a homeschool mom can now piggyback off of that hype and get your children wanting to read. And so I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. There's only 3 tips in this. So let me know down below in the chat box. I don't want this just to be a one-way conversation, but you can certainly join in and add anything that you find that will also help children close that gap. All right, so first let's just talk about reading engagement and what we ultimately want as our goal. And if you have anything that you want to add to this, certainly add it down below in the chat box. And I'm sorry, I don't have my earrings, y'all. I just looked. I'm like, where did I put my earrings? I don't know where I put my earrings. I've looked everywhere because y'all know I don't like jumping on here without my earrings. All right, reading engagement. Da, da, da. All right, so ultimately, this is what you want your children or child to do. You want them to actually pick out books independently. This means that they are the ones going to your collection of books or going to the library and they choose the book. That means you're not telling them to choose a book. So I'm not talking about when you say, all right, it's time for independent reading, go get a book. That does not count because you just told them to go get a book. But I mean, on their own, they go and choose a book, meaning that they ultimately want to read. And that's what we're wanting to get our children to. Not only are we wanting them to actually pick out books independently, but you're also wanting them to read the book or to bring the book to you to read, depending on, their age. You want them to literally go find a book and say, hey, let's read this book. And so that's ultimately what you want them to do. You say, you feel, girl, come on now. I feel like, I was like, normally I have a pair that sit right here, and you're right. It makes you feel not complete when you don't have your earrings in. I don't know where I put them. We'll find them. I have to find them today, but I'm like, where are my earrings? All right. Well, I'm glad I'm not by myself. All right, the next thing you ultimately want your child or children to do is to then have a discussion about the book. So now we're on the third step. So notice you're wanting them to go to a book, pick out the book on their own, and it could be that each and every day. Let me know, does anybody have like designated independent time? So like if you're teaching in the classroom, maybe your dismissal is a time where kids just get out a book and read, or maybe you have dear time, a time in your schedule where every single day children go and they pick out their own book. And so that could also fit in this as well. But just not you saying, hey, go pick out a book or go pick out a book on blank. But so yes, you want them to go pick out the book, then you want them to read the book or give you the book to read. Then for engagement, you want some sort of discussion or conversation about the book. This is what increases comprehension. So there has to be some sort of discussion piece. If you just read the book and say begin and close the book, then you're totally missing out on such a great opportunity for children. And that it comes with comprehension. So you want some sort of discussion about the book. And then the next thing you want is this to become a cycle. You want that continual cycle. They find the book, they pick the book out, they give it to you, or they read it themselves, and then there's some sort of discussion about the book. And so just keep that in mind. Remember those three steps because that is ultimately what you want. So as I go through this process of how you can use the hit movie Black Panther to get to this part. Remember, this is your ultimate goal. And so with that goal in mind, let's talk about now how we can go from the movie Black Panther to getting our children to read. Like there's a complete alignment of it. So the first thing you want to do is you piggyback on the hype that's already around the movie. If you're a parent, then of course go take your child to see the movie and give them that experience. So especially if they've never, gone to the movie theater, you're now giving them that experience of the popcorn, the butter, like they're getting the whole shebang. If you're a teacher, then ask your children, hey, are you guys going to go see the movie Black Panther? I've heard so much about it. And you can feed into the hype that's already occurring. Remember, there's already hype around the movie Black Panther right now. This is why I wanted to talk about this today, because there's so much hype about it, and you could just piggyback off of the hype to get their buy-in. And so the first thing you're gonna do is have children watch the movie. And like I said, it can be movies like Black Panther. Maybe you go to the first Black Panther and you do this same thing with that works as well. But any type of movie that is just like this, that there's already so much hype about within the media and hype about within the industry, you can use this exact same strategy that I'm teaching you guys today. So the first thing I'm gonna do, get them to watch the movie. Once your child likes the movie, in which they will, of course, I feel like you cannot watch Black Panther or any kind of Marvel movie and not just fall in love with it. But once they watch the movie and like the movie, you have now gotten their buy-in. So now what I'm going to teach you are three steps to go from liking the movie. So we're going to use, like I said, we're going to use Black Panther in this example. You're going to take them from liking the movie Black Panther to reading. And you're going to literally do this exact same cycle for every single big movie like this. Keep doing this until you reach your goal. Remember, the ultimate goal is for them to pick out books on their own, read the book on their own, have a discussion about the book on their own. You're wanting that engagement. But in order to get to that engagement, you have to get their buy-in to even do the first step. The first step is to pick out the book. And so what you're going to do, the first step with motivating them to read is to piggyback on a topic. And like I said, we're using the book, the movie Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, but you can certainly use any movie that a child has watched and they like. And so then once a child watches a movie and they like the movie, you are now going to piggyback off the topic of the movie. So for example, with the movie Black Panther, you're going to piggyback off that exact same topic, and then you're going to find books on that topic. So now, since I know that you like Black Panther, I know that you like that movie, I'm now going to incorporate books within my classroom or within my home on Black Panther. And this really works for your struggling readers, those students who do not like reading. I'm telling you, this works. And so now you're incorporating a topic that you already know they like. They've already shown you that they have the buy-in with that topic. And now you're just kind of piggybacking off that topic. So you're going to find books on Black Panther and then slowly incorporate them. If funds are low, go to your local library. They have books already. And so all you have to do is check out the book, bring it into your library. You don't have to mention, you could mention, like, I added some new books over on the Black Panther, or you could even say things like, I've added new books, I want to see if you guys could find the books. And then as they're going over there, oh, what, Black Panther? And so let them know that are kind of introducing the new books to your library. Or I don't know if any of you guys automatically have like some sort of process that as you introduce books, you do something. So let me know. I used to do where I put like books that were on certain topics. So whenever we were studying something, whether it be in social studies or so forth, and a lot of you guys know I taught fifth grade, and so I know what 2 weeks ago we were talking about the Holocaust, and so I'm just going to use that for example. When I was teaching the Holocaust, I went to the library, found books on the Holocaust, and then along my whiteboard, I displayed all the books on that topic. So kids that were already interested in the topic, they're already giving me their buy-in in social studies. Now they have the opportunity to read books on that topic. So same thing when it comes to movies, you're introducing books on that topic into your local, library. The next thing I'm going to do is, in order to get children motivated to read, is think about the topic, the level. So the first buy-in is the topic, meaning that you're right going to have children that are going to pick out the book simply because they enjoyed the movie Black Panther. They're going to want a book on the Black Panther, even if it's not on their reading level. And so once you've gotten them used to that, they might find a book that is too hard for them, that is on the movie Black Panther, and then you just read it. The book might be too easy, and now you're on to tip number 2, which is to find a book on their level. And so the tip with that is use the same topic, but now you're going to find reading books on their reading level. So using the same, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, they have leveled readers. I don't know if you knew that, but they have leveled readers. And don't worry, I have all of these books listed down below. In the description. And so within that, they have a level 1 and a level 2. So now you are taking this a step farther. So not only have you piggybacked on the topic of Black Panther, but now, hello, good morning. You have added finding books on their reading level that are also on the topic. So they already like Black Panther. So now you're going to now put level 2 books, level 1 books, and you're going to add books to your library that are on their reading level. So now they can use their reading strategies. Like I stated earlier, you're just trying to get their buy-in. But at this point, you have already received their buy-in. They're already interested in the Black Panther books. You don't have to do anything for that. And so what you would do is then just incorporate reading, the reading level within your local library or your classroom library or library at home. The other thing, if you're teaching like older grades, they have chapter books on Black Panther. You would do the same thing. same thing. Then the third thing you're going to want to do is think about the general topic. So remember goodness, these tips are applicable whether you're teaching Black Panther or any other kind of movie just like that. So you already really kind of doubled down on the topic, and now I'm telling you the general topic. So you might be saying, Aja, what do you mean? What is the difference between tip number 1 and tip number 3? All right, so the topic that they were actually interested in was Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. That is what they showed interest in. They did not show interest in Iron Man or the Hulk. They only showed interest in Black Panther. So now that you've already introduced them to other books about Black Panther, you've already doubled down on reading. You've also then found books on their reading level that allow them to go through the topic even further. So at this point, they've already shown you that they enjoy reading, because I'm telling you, do not go to step number 3 without doing step number 1 or 2, or you won't get their buy-in. And then you're going to come to me and say, Aja, that did not work. And I'm like, because you went to 3 instead of 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 are made to get them encouraged in the topic. So now you've already, created that bridge from the movie Black Panther to reading. And that bridge has to be made before you do tip number 3. If, like I stated, if you do not go from the actual topic that they showed interest in, then you're going to lose them. So please, take note, write that down. You're going to have to find a book on the exact topic they liked. Be very specific. And so now I'm telling you now you're going to go broad, you're going to go general. So if you think, okay, what is Black Panther? Well, he is a Marvel superhero. So now you will find other books on superheroes. So I can take that same step number two, which was finding books on their reading level. If I know a child is on reading level two, I know he loved the Black Panther Wakanda Forever book. I'm now going to kind of bridge the gap and now include books on Batman. Because if you like Black Panther, then it'll be easier for you to like a book on Batman. And so this is how you go from getting a child who absolutely hates to read to loving to read by using hit movies like Black Panther. And so now this child who literally hated reading, they just went to go see the movie Black Panther because it was all on the internet. And you've taken them from literally liking the movie to finding multiple books on their reading levels that deal with very similar topics. And so I guarantee you, once you go from like Black Panther to Batman, now you can find other books on their same reading level, like on Iron Man, the Hulk, and you just keep this third step going. And then eventually you'll be able to pull back and introduce them to all kinds of genres. But really getting a child to actually want to read, this is how you do it. And the great thing about it is you can use the hype already that's already built up right now around the Black Panther movie, incorporate these tips and get your struggling readers to actually want to read. You said years ago you ordered 5 Black Panther graphic novels. Come on now for your class. You said, ask me how many I have now. Oh my goodness. They took all your books, girl. They took all your books. Oh my goodness. But that just shows that you were doing exactly what you should do, which is introduce them. Look, now we need to talk about how to get your books to stay in your classroom. How do you get children not to steal the books? But I say, like, you don't know what their home life looks like. That could have been the only book they have in their in their homes. You said that's our children. Yeah, absolutely. But that could be the only book they've had, and it was the first book that they liked. And you think about it, the first Black Panther movie came out about 5 years ago. So the hype was already big. And so you did exactly, look, you did step number one. You found books on that specific topic. You said you made a really nice display and everything. Well, time to do it again. Only this time, at the end of the day, or to assign a person. Like I always had a book. I had a librarian, and my librarian made the children check out books and check back in books. So I got that off my plate and onto their plate because they love being the boss. But I would say do it again, but come up with a way to get your books to stay in your classroom because they will get excited. Children will get absolutely excited. They're going to love reading about the Black Panther. And as the movie is already hype right now, all you have to do is really piggyback on that because their buy-in is so easy right now. Like when I tell you, all you have to do is introduce them to the books, and they probably they've never even correlated, from a movie to a book. And so now you get to be that catalyst, and you get to be the one to show them that bridge between the two. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Bonnie. You said you've been here listening from the start of the show, whoop, whoop, but for some reason your chat was stuck and you couldn't respond, but you heard it all. Love this. Well, we're glad that your chat is working and you are here. You are here, girl. And let us know your thoughts because it works even with, I know you teach pre-K, you teach, primary age. This works. This works for all ages. Candace said you can get them as Peebus awards. Okay, you just set up a book truck and you're putting like mini book libraries. Oh, that's cute, like a mini book library around town to encourage reading. Okay, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And then I must have like a mini book library of all the Black Panther books. I like that. I like that. I like that. You said you don't allow it to bother you. At least they are reading. That's all that matters. Absolutely. Absolutely. At least they are reading. Look, that's our job right there. And she said she took a class survey to learn student interest. Now, student survey is good as well. You say you guys use Maya. I used to use Maya, and a lot of students enjoy the comic design books on their Lexile. Good, and I will say the comic book. I have a love hate relationship with those. I really do. I really do. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it is. It is reading. But like some of those books, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But what I would do, like in this case, if a child does show interest, exact same steps though. If they show interest in a particular comic book, take that same topic, just like we went over today. Maybe they like Doctor Strange. I don't know. I'm just coming up with something. Doctor Strange comics, and then you just take that topic and then find an actual book on Doctor Strange because they have books on pretty much everybody, y'all. Any superhero, any famous person, there is a book out there for children on that topic. Obama, like the whole 9 yards. And you can even do this for presidents. So all you're doing is really taking the topic that a child likes, and you are kind of like bridging the gap from that topic to reading. And so I love the survey. What I will say, when you do a survey, some children probably don't even realize like tell me what was in your survey. Like what kind of things did you survey children on? Because I can only imagine like being a kid. If I'm in front of a survey, a lot of them probably don't even know their interests. They're like, I don't know what kind of books I like. I hate reading. But if you put on there like, do you like superheroes, do you like this, do you like that, then it kind of like broadens their horizon, and then you can get more of a true authentic perception of what they actually enjoy. You said Walmart has a wonderful display of Black Panther books, good, and coloring pages now. Come on. Come on, Walmart is onto something. They're already bridging the gap. So there we have it. You can go to your local Walmart. I also, like I stated, I've included some books. I've included about 5 books on Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, including the level book. So you have books for pre readers, books for kids that are reading level 1 and kids that are reading level 2. And then there's also chapter books out there. There are so many books on Black Panther, and so now is the time. Now is the time, whether you like the movie or not. That doesn't matter. Whether you rate the movie 10 out of 10 or 0 out of 10, the point is to piggyback on the hype that is already out there, and piggyback on the hype that children are already having, and take how to take the hype that they're already seeing on commercials, that they're already seeing in the media, and then turn that hype into a love for reading. So that's the job. That's the job. You said that's cool, Candace. She said, okay, let me go get to Walmart. Come on now. Especially after this video, everybody's gonna be like, okay, let me just go to Walmart. Let me go to my local Walmart, get a few books. I would love to see your display, whatever your display was. I'm sure it was amazing. And so since the movie came out, you know, right now we're recording, it is what, 11:12 on today, but since the movie just came out yesterday, imagine how many of your children will see the movie by Monday. And so if you could have the book by Monday or next week in your classroom, you are, I mean, like, because right now is the hype. Like, you have to do things like look while they're trending. And so that's why I wanted to talk about this today, so that you guys can piggyback on the hype that they're already going to come to on Monday. Like, they're gonna come with you guys to school. Like, did you see Black Panther? Did you see Black Panther? Oh, I saw Black Panther. Oh, what did you think? Oh, who are you, Black Panther? They're gonna come with all of that energy. Coming Monday morning. Hello, do I have anybody that understands what I'm talking about? Y'all know they come with all the energy. Every movie, they think that they are in it, and it is just crazy. And so, since children are already going to come with that energy, since they're already going to come to you with that excitement, since they're already going to come to you falling in love with the Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie, then piggyback off of that and already have your books ready. So, being proactive instead of reactive. So, imagine Monday morning, just close your eyes. Imagine your classroom or your online classroom, or you're at home, homeschool area, and you introduce the book on the very topic that they fell in love with this weekend. So yes, you're going to continue the conversation, but I guarantee you they're going to want to read that book. Whether it's on their reading level or not, they're going to want to read that book. If you have younger readers, then read the book for them. Have your read aloud. Could you imagine having them sitting there on their desk, and then, I mean, on their seats? Like if you have anybody that does morning circle with their read alouds, hello. And then literally take the top, like you just bringing out that book. I guarantee you they're gonna go, oh, Black Panther, and they're gonna get excited. And all you've done was bring out the book, and then you take that book and use that book as your read aloud, getting their buy-in, piggybacking off their excitement that they already had this weekend with the movie. And then after you read the book, this is for my primary grades, after you've read that book, then put the book in the reading area that is nearby where they can grab it. So you want to put the book in an area that they can go to during independent learning. And so while they are in centers or during their independent time, I want you to watch this moment because it will happen. Like I tell all my clients in TPD, I'm like, watch for this. I guarantee you they're going to do it. But at some point, you're going to have a kid that's going to go to that movie, they'll go to that book on the Black Panther that you just read, and they're going to try to reread the book. Even if the book is above their grade level, you've already, the buy-in is already there. The topic is already trending. And so with you doing a read aloud on that book, you're exposing children to the vocabulary that's in the book, and then putting the book in their independent area allows them to now go back to that book and replicate and mimic exactly what you just modeled. So you don't even realize you just modeled, modeled to them how to read. And so now they're going to mimic and read it because why? They're interested in the topic. So that was tip number one. You have to find books on that topic. And so because they already like that topic, you're just incorporating that topic within your within your read alouds. And so then just like with that, once they love that topic, as your kids start to really get into Black Panther, now find books on their reading level with Black Panther. And if you don't know, like if you find a book and you're like, well, I don't know what Lexile level this book is, there is lexile.com that will allow you to just type in a book's name and will tell you the Lexile of the book. And that will help you determine if a book is on their Lexile level. And then as children get that buy-in, keep going. Now within your read aloud time, now you can start incorporating books that are on just the general topic of superheroes or Marvel superheroes, since you know they're going to have that connection. Maybe you find a book on the Avengers, and that exposes them to even more superheroes. So you're just kind of like, you're taking the specific thing that they like, and then you're just kind of broadening it. And these same steps can really work for not only movies like Black Panther, but also movies like with, or things like with transportation. Maybe you have a child that really likes trucks, and then you take that love for trucks and then you branch out, and then you're introducing them to other forms of transportation. And then now that you just opened up and broadened their horizons. You said you have to research coloring books for Black Panther Wakanda. You can use the pages to ask kids about what's happening in the picture or reading the book. Absolutely, just like a picture walk. And like she stated, come on now, it's right there at Walmart. You say you need that as a math teacher. Come on. I love it. But you could take the book, like take the topic Black Panther, same thing. Come on now, same thing. With kids falling in love with the topic, they already love that topic. So anytime you introduce them to that topic, they are going to you're going to have their buy-in. So I know we were talking about reading, but let me tell you how to do this in math. Come on now. So whatever it is that you're teaching them in math, right? So I don't know what you're teaching them. Let's just say fractions. I'm just making that up. It might be equations. I don't know. But whatever thing you're teaching them in math, when you know how you do word problems, so take like the same word problems. It might be word problems that you've used in a worksheet, whatever it is that you're already doing for this upcoming week. So whatever you're doing like this current week, while the hype is still hype, take out the names. You know how word problems will say like Tommy did this or Marianne did this. Take that out. Come on now. Put Black Panther as the name. And then just replace the names of your word problem with the superhero that they've already fallen in love with. And it will work the exact same way because already have fallen in love with the topic. And so they'll be more eager to do the math problem. They'll be more eager to solve the math problem simply because they can relate to the topic. Dropping gems right now, y'all. Look, we introduced some math on them today. But yeah, you can do the same thing with math. And it allows you to work smarter, not harder, piggybacking off their motivation by simply using the same things you're already doing. All you're doing is really just changing the topic or changing the name. And it works the exact same way. But remember, the goal in all this is to get them excited. The goal in all of this is to really just take something that they're already interested in, and then piggybacking off of that in order to get them to where you need them to be. You want them to fall in love with reading. You want them to pick out books independently. You want them to read the book by themselves or you read it to them, then have a discussion about the book. And even as Bonnie stated, even with her pre-readers, use the coloring books for Black Panther and piggyback off of that and make that the catalyst for a conversation, because just a picture can allow you to have a comprehension discussion. What's happening, what does it look like is the problem, how do you think the character is going to solve the problem. You have all sorts of questions you can use just by allowing children to look at the pictures of a book or a coloring sheet. So there's your three tips of exactly how to go from a hit movie like Black Panther to getting a child to fall in love with reading and promote reading engagement. And so let me know down below in the chat box how this works for y'all. I know I cannot wait till y'all say, it happened, Naja. It really happened. They went over there and they started reading the book by themselves. Or like Keisha says in the chat box, she's going to be like, all right, now I went to Walmart. And now all my books are gone again. So you might need a system to get the books on your shelf. Look, how do you get the books? I know, like I said, I had like a student librarian, or you can have at the end of the day, like you can, if it really, really, I don't know how many books you're getting, but you can literally state like, all right, we have the Black Panther books. At the end of every single day, I need these books to be on my desk, not in the library. And so every single day, then you just have to keep them accountable. At the end of the day, make sure the books are on your desk, not in the library. And that will help you be able to, monitor the books a little better, because we want them to stay in your classroom to keep the momentum going for as long as possible. I'm like this, how social media goes. I see this as a big topic right now, and I feel like you can at least piggyback off of the topic of Black Panther for at least another 3-4 weeks. You said to piggyback off of Aja for math or any worksheet, be sure to use a Black Panther graphic. Come on now, as a graphic on your sheet to spark interest. That works as well. I love it. I love it. I love it. If they see the picture of Black Panther, then they're gonna be like, wait, what? We're reading about the Black Panther. Let me look. Oh, this is math. Yep. So I love that. I love that. Thanks for that. You said you're gonna do like CVS and keep them behind your desk. There you go. But remember, during the day, you're wanting them to read it independently. So it just has to be done like at the end of every day. Or just assign a kid, girl. Assign a kid. They love jobs. I don't know what it is with kids, and they're independent. They like being the boss. They like telling other kids what to do. They like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. They're obsessed with like being in charge. And it's probably because they're not in charge that often. But just assign a kid. At the end of every day, I need these Black Panther books to be behind my desk. Every day, you're going to collect the books at the end of the day. And just assign a kid. You don't even have to literally give them a reward to do it. They'll do it. They'll do it just because they want to be in charge of the Black Panther books. And another tip, it also could be your most challenging student. Like that student that is a struggling reader, but enjoys the topic Black Panther so much, you can let them know, like, hey, We have to make sure that these books stay intact, that they stay in the classroom so that you could keep reading them each and every day. And so, you can get their buy in like that. I was the teacher, y'all. I was a teacher. He said, keep them unlock the key. Absolutely. Y'all, let me just let y'all know. I was that teacher and I'm that mama that was a little bit over the top and dramatic. I had a story for everything. I had a dramatic like okay, like, and it works. That works. And I know everybody is not dramatic at storytelling. I get it, but it works for children. And I know other teachers that use like their treasure box and stuff. I'm like, I don't need a rewards. I just get my kids buy-in by my dramatics. I make things seem so much bigger than they actually are. Like, I don't want these books to get stolen because I want you to come and read them every day. Don't you love these Black Panther books? Yes. So I'm gonna give you a special job. You are on a special assignment, but you can't take it. Tell anybody. Okay. And this works fifth grade. I'm telling y'all, fifth grade it works too. All right, so I'm gonna make you the Black Panther book champion, and you can't tell anybody, but at the end of every single day, while we are all packing up in dismissal, I need you to go get the Black Panther books and then put them behind my desk in this little bin every single day. Can you do that? Absolutely. It's part of your superhero jobs. So you got to make sure, just like with Black Panther, think about his superpowers. This is part of your superpowers. I would get their buy-in just like that. So that has worked for me. I like storytelling and getting their buy-in for that. Bonnie said you can also you could call the student call book check and then they signal to turn in the borrowed books for the day. He said, "Oh, I like that." So yes, like I said, I had a librarian, and the way she used to do it is, I only let kids check out because I let my kids also take them home, but they would also work during their, independent time, within their classroom. He said, "Oh, better idea for my." Either one works. Either one works. I'm just afraid you say book check, baby. That book's already in my that book's in my book bag. you know but I'm trying to remember exactly how I did my librarian, but I had a little notebook, like a not a notebook, what are the things, clipboard. Goodness, I don't know why I could, my brain, but I had a clipboard and it just had the student's name, the book, and the date checked out and the date checked in. So it was 4 columns: student name, book, date checked out, date checked in. And then the person would just initial it, and then the other person that checked out would initial it by their name. So the librarian and the other person had to initial each line. And so what they would do is just check out books, but I only allowed them to check out in the morning and then during dismissal, so that it never interrupted class time. And so what I would do during like small group, as you guys go to the reading center, you can read any book. Like, you don't have to check out books for that. But if you wanted a book in your desk or a book to go home, I needed you to check it out. And so my librarian loved it because that she had to and I like switched it out like a classroom jobs. I switched it out once a month, but that person had to be there early, so that kids can check out books. Because for me, for my morning work, we always had morning work, but then they could also read in the mornings as their early finishing activity. And so that's just what I did, and it helped. It worked. I honestly say, like, I totally go. I'm totally down for that because for me it was really no work and it left a paper trail. And so I would just look back at the notepad, and I could see every book that kids took home, and then when they returned it. And now, did I get all my books back? No. I mean, you got a paper trail all day, but no. But it did help when it comes to the accountability because I knew who had what book. And so then I could tell the kids, hey, do you still have my Black Panther book? Yeah, I'll get it. I knew exactly what student to go to. So, if you're wanting kids to take them home, that's another, idea as well. If not, I'm totally for making it a child's responsibility, making them become the Black Panther bookkeeper, especially if it's a struggling reader that has gotten the buy-in for Black Panther. It's going to create even more of a motivation for them to read the books because now they're over the books. And so you're really just making them become responsible. And then they feel a part of. And if, like most children, I'm not all children, but it typically happens. If that struggling reader is also a child that struggles with behavior, you now have a privilege. Like, you don't want to take the privilege away, but now that they're helping you, they feel special. And so I guarantee you will see a decrease when it comes to behavior issues with that child because you have now kind of built in that relationship. Y'all know I'm huge on relationship with children. Just building a relationship with a child can dramatically decrease their behavior. He said, so we need a lesson on honesty. Yep, honesty, earned privileges. Come on now, responsibility, respect, character development is key to during sticky fingers. Absolutely, absolutely. And also just when it comes to like creating that classroom environment, just creating that environment for it, that kind of already happens. And I don't know if I ever said anything specific for that. I don't know. Let me know. Have y'all ever like explicitly like taught children that? Or did you just address it if it ever occurred? Like when it comes to theft or privileges. Like I remember bullying was bad one year. I think it was like my fourth year in fifth grade. And bullying was really bad. And we created um affirmations. We had a whole classroom conversation on it. I had children do a pledge, but I only did that because it was a problem. So I don't know if I've ever started off by going over honesty and privileges. But I was really big on building trust. So I guess it kind of came with that. Like, if you already kind of talk about building trust, talk about, I'm going to trust you, I'm leading by example, then I guess it kind of comes up. But that's interesting. You said you address it when it happens. So that was me. That was me. That was me. That was me. And maybe that's like an upper grade thing that you address it when it happens. But maybe like with her, she teaches primary grades, and maybe they kind of need the explicit lesson because they don't know. Um, he said definitely starts with classroom expectations and behaviors. Absolutely. And like even just building that classroom community. I'll say like I spent this with my personal money. I was probably two. Y'all know how I'm like very transparent with y'all, or at least I try to be as transparent as possible. I probably share too much. I know I've been told on here like you share everything, but I was the same way with my children, and I'll let them know like, hey, I don't get paid a lot of money to teach y'all, and I spend my hard earned money getting you guys books on Black Panther. I know this ain't the book on Black Panther, but you guys get my point. But like, I spent my hard earned money this weekend finding books on Black Panther, and so I want to keep my books intact and keep them here because I work hard for my money and I work hard for y'all and I love y'all, and so that's why I did it. And if you just say that one sentence, I know with my children, then they're like, oh, okay, and they'll treat it with respect. Now I do know I have taught how to treat books. So especially when I taught pre-K, like you want to treat it like a baby, how to hold a book, what not to do, like how you don't want to leave a book outside in the rain, and like I've had that conversation with children, but I don't think I've ever had the whole "don't steal my books," "don't steal my books." Um, you know I mean, I had the librarian, which I guess was preventing that. Was trying to prevent that. But kids are kids, and like I said, a lot of them, if you think about it, they don't have a library at home, they don't have that at home, and so the books they're exposed to when they're in the classroom with you are the only books that they have access to. And so sticky fingers come along with that. And so I think that's why it's so important. I love, love, love when schools and churches give children books to take home. Like it's so powerful because it starts their own library and they get to see that books aren't only at school, but they can also be at home. And it helps bridge that gap between the school environment and their home environment. So that's just my little 2 cents of how to keep the books at your house. I mean, at your school. And of course, you're at home. You don't have anything to worry about. This if you're homeschooling, then hey, they're your own books with your own child. So you're like, yeah, my kids are not. They're not stealing nothing because the book is theirs. It's already theirs. Uh, oh yeah, and don't eat while reading a book. Yep, that's another one. They spill milk and everything else on the book. Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I cannot wait to hear exactly what you do with this information. I cannot wait to hear how your children buy into the topic of Black Panther. So definitely, definitely, definitely come back. Let me know. Check back in down below in the comments and let me know exactly how you double down on this hype. There's a huge hype right now around Black Panther. Don't just let it come and go, but double down on the hype. And I would say, I encourage you this weekend to just go get one book or order a book. Like I said, I have the books down below in the description. Order a book and allow it to come in next week, and then incorporate that book in your library and just watch how excited your children get simply because they enjoy the topic. And remember, if they enjoy the topic, then you can then double down on that topic. And as you double down on that topic, you take them from the topic to the reading level, then to the general topic. And you can do this time and time again as other hit movies, just like Black Panther, come out. You would do these same exact steps and connect them from the movie to reading. So cannot wait to introduce them to books about their favorite topic. You said, thanks for the reminder. You're going to go get some this weekend. Absolutely. Can't wait to hear about how your children buy into reading in your classroom and how this new little tip is going to completely increase your engagement within your classroom. And if you haven't already, this topic reminded me so much of our topic we talked about a month ago. You can do this same exact thing with other topics. I know we talked about the Hell Bailey being Ariel from The Little Mermaid, and we talked about the fairy godmother from Pinocchio and all these other movies that children are starting to show interest in. But we didn't talk about how to take that movie and turn it into reading. And so I also have that video. If you missed it, down below in the description, go back, rewatch it, hear what we had to say about those movies. But you can do the same thing with those. So if you have a child that shows interest in the Little Mermaid movie, then you're going to do the same thing. If she likes the Little Mermaid movie, you're going to find books on the Little Mermaid. Then you're going to find books on her level on the Little Mermaid. Then you're going to find other books with other princesses. And that's exactly how you'll create that buy-in for reading. That's how you'll get that child excited to read. And so you're going to take the same steps from, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and then do it with other hit movies that come out. You said, what's my suggestion on approaching Christian parents about sharing Black Panther? They buy into Paw Patrol and other characters. Well, it really works the same way. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Black Panther. If you have somebody that it goes against, their religious views, this isn't, to combat religion or anything. But any topic that is already a hit that kids are already hearing about, that the media is already talking about, whether I know like certain parents don't allow their kids to be on YouTube or stuff like that, but the kids hear about it every day. Kids are talking about it. There's no it's on billboards. They see billboards of Black Panther. They see all anytime there's a big movie like this, the kids are going to be exposed to the hype. And so really, even with parents that you have that are the same way, if it's not, like I said, if it's not the Black Panther movie that you implement these steps, any movie that is already kind of hyped within the media, you can use these three steps to create a buy in, a connection from that movie to reading. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Black Panther. You know, you do have people that don't like Marvel in general, like not even a religious reason. They just don't like Marvel movies. So, like you said, they buy into Paw Patrol and other characters. So, whatever character they already like, you would use these same exact steps, especially if the kid already has buy-in. So, like with Paw Patrol, I know that movie kind of came out what about a year ago, but so you might not have the media hype of Paw Patrol, but you can certainly use these same tips. If you know they like the topic, find other books on that topic. Then you're gonna piggyback. Then take that exact same topic, find books on their independent reading level. Then find other books on their independent level within the general topic. And so you're kind of doubling down on the specific thing that they like, and then just kind of broadening that towards the end. And so remember the goal, and that's kind of why I started off with the goal of what we ultimately want our children to do. And so, like I stated, I'm using the movie Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, because that is what just came out yesterday, and so that's why I wanted to share this today, because you can literally double down on the hype right now. So it's a very timely topic, but you can certainly use these same three tips with any big topic or anything that a child already finds interesting. You have some children that aren't in media that don't do all of that, but they find certain topics interesting. I'm telling you, apply these steps, and that is how you will get that child to go from not liking to read to reading on their own. It's simply based on the topic. Like once you find something that baby likes, double down on that. I know I had a client recently, and we were doing our one-on-one, and her child, she was tutoring actually. She had a child that liked a particular book. Like there was one book that the baby liked, and she did not like reading, but she found one book that she liked. And I took her through, okay, now that you find the book that you like, how to double down on that momentum. And that's really all you're doing here. You're taking the momentum from the movie and you're doubling down on that particular topic and expanding it. So very similar things, very similar, similar concepts. Take something that they're already interested in and then double down in order to build that love for reading. So I hope that helped. Hope that helped answer your question. But it will work same way. So just find something that is appropriate and then do the exact same three steps. Well, like I said, if you haven't seen the video, the conversation, we were talking about how movies just like how Hell Bailey becoming casted as a black Ariel, and thinking about African American children, how if that was actually promoting racism. That conversation is down below in the description, and also all of the books that I have shared, the five books on Black Panther, not Black Panther, oh my goodness, Black Panther. Wakanda Forever. I have those Amazon links, the Amazon books down below. And so you can definitely check those out. And they're very affordable. Some books are like $5. So very affordable books. But remember the goal is to get them to buy into the topic. And this is exactly how you would do it. And just use the media hype to get their buy-in. Hello, get them to fall in love with reading, and all you have done is expose them to books. And then this helps you teach smarter, not harder, because now you don't have to do all of that toggling back and forth with them, because you've already found a way to get them excited to read. And I will see you guys next Saturday in our next Chat It Up Saturday, and I'll see you later.